Good evening. Nightcap at 9. Eyes be here. Okay. Well, let me text my social media person, which is Matthew, so that he can be able to stop putting all those links and stuff up there, because I know that sometimes I've been like running so late that he might think, oh, she's not going to be on tonight. Well, I am going to be on, so let's go from here. Welcome everybody to Nightcap at 9, and let's go from here. Huh? Really?
Yes.
You rinsing your hand out or the
bowl and the hand. I'm just saying.
The bowl?
I'm just messing up. Yeah.
No, you don't need to rinse any of that out. You sit it out in a certain area and they run off of it. You don't have to rinse it out.
Yeah, but the ants are all in.
Just 1 second. I'll be right with you all in a second.
Trying to kill ants.
See, the thing about ants is they don't want to stick around.
I know.
Believe it or not. So what did you do with the container? Oh, well, then, I thought you were going to throw that away in the garbage. That goes away. Isn't that? Let's throw that away into the thing. Okay? Sorry, you. Somebody.
Okay.
All right, rack them up there. Rack them up, Matthew. Thank you much. Thank you much. So we had an ant attack here a moment ago. Had to get ready to get them out. So let me just do this. As I begin to introduce myself, you know who I am and what I'm about, and so on. Then let me begin to tag some people as I do that. I am extremely excited. I keep hearing in my spirit a new season. I do. Even, and with that being a new season, it's important when a new season comes upon you that you be able to embrace it. And most of the time, you're not ready. Yep. We're still trying to fit some old things into the, a square peg into the round thing, and it's not working. So when a new season comes upon you, things happen. It would always be like when you see summer and spring. In the winter, everything's dry up and cold and withers away. When the spring comes, you see little buds happening now. Now, the branches of that tree or whatever it is that's growing, they don't fight it. They welcome it. But human beings are a little bit different. Yeah, we are. Some kind of new thing trying to come along, you get to squirming, you get to complaining, you get to thinking, oh, well, this is not a comfortable place for me. Oh, well, things ain't like it used to be. Oh, we need to make some change. I'm not ready for no changes. Why we got to change it? And we just start, we find people. It cracks me up with people that look for prophecies that fit what they want to do. That has always cracked me up from the beginning of time, from my relationship with the Lord, from that time on. You get a prophecy, you don't like the way that sounds. I don't like that. And you join another church and you find another prophet until finally you find the one you like. And you know how you find the one you like? He asks you what you want to hear. And the way he or she does that is they say, well, what has been the problem? Well, everywhere I go, they tell me this, that, and the other. I don't want this, that, and the other. I want this and other and not, or whatever. And then they say, well, let me pray for you. And then they prophesy to you what they think you want to hear. And then, of course, with that, you pay for it in more ways than monetary, baby cakes. Yeah, that's right. You give them a little money, and then you go and pay for it, going in the wrong direction for a long period of time. You do. So I think about that often. Yes, because he's like, Bear, go eat. Go eat. Get up there and come here. Go eat. Come on. I
thought he ate early. I thought he ate.
Go eat. Go on. Go up there. Go on. I don't know, time for crazy dogs being irritable. So I like the fact that this new season that I'm feeling that's coming upon me, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'm not even going to deceive you. Yes, I was prepared. Yes, I knew it was coming. Let's put it like that. I knew it was coming. How about that? I knew it was coming. I wasn't sure what it was going to look like. But I remember saying to the Father long ago that, when I was, he was sending me away to different countries. And I thought, well, if I go to these other countries, my goodness, well, if you ask me to stay, then how am I going to keep up with what's going on in America? And he's like, ha, 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 ha. Am I not God? That I don't know what's going on in the other parts of the world? Would I not be able to catch you up in the twinkling of an eye when I bring you back to whatever country you have left, to America and beyond? And so this new season, I'm excited about it. It's more happening. I've been praying and fasting and seeking his face. Okay, so let's go to the Father in prayer. Let me stop for a moment to get that going, and then I'm going to go to the Father in prayer. But before I do that, I want to again announce who I am. Lorraine Lamont, you know what I do, what it's about. And let me think. Yes, my radio show, all the links. Matthew has already posted on. Matthew, I've got to send you that link. Oh, yeah, I'm sending it to you right now. If you can post that, it is powerful. It's a link that Cherie made for me. And it's really, it's funny, but it's really, really good. So I'm fixing to send that to you now. And if there's any way that you can post that, please do so. I think it would be great for everybody to get a hold of that. They will love it. So I'll send it to you right now. Here we go. Matthew, and when you get it, see if you can post that for me. Okay? Here we go now. Sending it to you, Matthew. I am forwarding to Matthew right now. It's a powerful 63 seconds. I think that Cherie is going to be able to swallow it down to 60 seconds so it can be on a YouTube short. That would be great. Okie doke. So let me know if you get it, Matthew. I'm sending it to you now. There you go. Let me finish tagging people. So anyway, this new season that I'm feeling in my life, I'm kind of excited about it. But it's not only in my life, it's in my husband's life. I really feel it all over. I really do. That it's coming and it's fixing to happen big time. So, and it's a change. It's not going to be from major to my gifts and talents or whatever that God has given me. I'll still be using it, but it's the way in the direction that I'll be going that's going to make the huge, big difference. I believe. I really do truly believe. So, I think we pay more close attention to when the Father is doing those kind of things, I think we'll be better off for it. I really do. Instead of fighting and not kicking against the pricks, as often so many of us have done. I know I do and have done in the past. Let me think. So I have looking at this new season, the one thing I have noticed more than anything else is that it is preparing me to be very clear and laser focused. Very clear and laser focus on the whole thing of what God is saying. So I don't try to put a bunch of things, all in one and make it happen. No, it's not like that. I don't put a whole bunch of things in there and hope that it all works out well. It doesn't work like that. And so when the new season comes, I need to hear what the Father is saying. Now, again, really quick, for those of you listening to me, I'm tagging people because I haven't been tech savvy enough to know how to get them all tagged at the same time. So I'm going from there. But I do know that as the season approaches me, that it's some things that I've been hearing for a long time. I've been hearing in my spirit for a long time. It's not a new thing, that God changes you in that season. I don't want to use a lot of spiritual words and make people lost in understanding the nature and the relationship and the personal aspects of having a relationship with the Father. I don't want to ever lose it. I mean, prophets and preachers and teachers have done enough of that for us in the past 3 decades. I've seen enough of it. I have for myself. Prophets and apostles and all the spiritual words that we've used to kind of guise everything. No. The Father is very plain and very clear in who he is and what he is to you. Very plain and very clear. I mean, why would he hide the most significant, important thing for you to know is living your life on purpose. Always says, it's important to live life on purpose because everybody else lives life by accident. And when you live by accident, looking every day and hoping something's going to happen, you don't know. No. You don't have to know everything, but when you know you're doing the purpose of God in your life, it doesn't matter what goes down. You got this. Why? Because he gave it to you and you can handle it. So today was really a very interesting day. Matthew, I gave him a link that you can check it out. It's powerful. I thank God for Cherie, she's my sidekick, unbelievable partner with Heart to Heart and things that she's doing. She created a 1 minute and 3 seconds. She's going to get rid of the 3 seconds so it can go on a YouTube short of me talking about the whole Florida ban and the crazies of, NAACP, black people, it's unsafe for you, and LGBTQ, EFG, HYJK, element of P, for you to go to Florida, So, and it was really great. I love the way that she created that. And when she did that post, that little clip, Matthew, did you get it? If you got it, post it if you can. I send it to your phone. If you can post it, it will be great. It is great. So again, everybody, I'm Lorraine Lamont. You know my name. And what I do, this is called Nightcap at 9. A glass of wine, a cup of tea, most of the time wine than tea, unless it's cold. And what I do as a radio host and commentator, I actually take what I talked about that day, break it down in a smaller measure, and more of a concise and clear. On the radio, I'm a beast. Someone told me, at first I said, I am wild. Until somebody coming out of a Sunday school class told me, no. They said, you're a beast. I went, okay, I'm a monster. He says, no, you're a beast. I said, okay, I'm a beast. On the radio, I am quite different. I love what I do, and it's a good thing that the DS Factor, which I am a great acronym queen. DS Factor means a divine setup. That means that God set me up. So all of this, the crazies, the voice, the body, the encasement, the race, the female, all of this, and said, boom, you are the perfect person for the job. Why? For this time in history. Why? Because this time in history, you've got race at the top of the list. You've got the fact that feminism has been on the whole crazies all-time rise. You got the whole issue with Christianity, how the world just really is fighting against it in every form of fashion. Yes, they are, because they really fighting against God. Yeah, they are. And then you got you a conservative. Oh, my God. And then you're married. Oh, ding, 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 ding. For 43 years. So all of those things can be I'm a perfect composite for this time. So let me continue to text a few people, and then I'm going to go from here. A lot has happened. It's so much happening so fast. I have come to the conclusion that it's no way that we can take it in. So let's go to the Father in prayer. Father, in the name of Jesus, do I thank you? God, do I not thank you? You who sit high, looks low, lives in the hearts of men that allow you to come in. I thank you for giving me this opportunity, God, that I get to, not that I have to, I get to be this person in this body for such a time as this. What a perfect time in history for me to live. And I thank you that I be able to give the good news, the bad news, and yet trust you. Amen and amen. So let me do some precursors, which I've been missing lately. Not saying that. Number one, I am not a religious person. Got that? Nope. Someone came up to me one time after speaking at a school teachers event, back to school or something, a conference, and they said, you said that you're a Christian, but you're not a religious person. You're not a religious person. And I was glad that they asked me. They said, because how can that be? You see, because, and I very clearly, hopefully explained it to them, that religious people can literally, you can do something religiously. Pick up a pen and write it here. Pick up a pen and write it here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Pick up a pen and write it here. And then, and that's it. It's the act of just doing something over and over and having no change. When you lay the pen down, you go to live in some other kind of way. You do your other thing. Pick up the pen and write it here. No and no again. No and no again. Religion doesn't really change anyone. Keeps you in a category where when the world looks at you, they go, hell to the no 17 times. I don't want to be like that. No, I don't like your church. I don't want to go, But Jesus never really intended for his word and his message to be canned the way it is and coined the way it is. Never intended for that. And that's why we as churches, which I was supposed to get on this week, I didn't. Thank God I didn't, but it's a coming. Churches in and of itself, which is the most powerful entity on the planet. Yes, it is. Next to the husband and wife, churches in and of itself, the most powerful entity on the planet, has failed miserably. Yeah. I'm sorry, but my church, I'm sorry, Mabel. I'm sorry, Francis. I'm sorry, KK, Ray, Maria. Churches have failed miserably. I read somewhere where, I forgot, was it Europe or somewhere, where they're just unbelievable. Catholic and other churches are closing, unbelievable, becoming ghost castles. We look at how the Methodists and the Presbyterians and different major denominations are splitting and splintering constantly. Why? Because on this whole issue of gender and checks and trans and all of that. Yeah. Some saying we want them in the office. Some saying just come in the church. Some saying you're coming to church, but you can't be in a position. Some saying, yes, they can be in a position. Yes. Some saying same-sex marriages. Some say, okay, we accept you if you are married, but we're not going to marry you. Oh, my word. That's where we are. So I give this precursor right at the beginning. I am a Christian. I'm not religious. I love the Lord Jesus Christ. Yes, I go to church. I go to a Baptist church. I'm a Baptist. No. I just happen to be a Christian that love the Lord, speak in tongues, prophesy, preach, do all of that. Been saved since 1975. But the same woman I'm up in the club is the same woman I am when I'm in the church. I am not changing. I'm not disrespectful, but I am the same. You won't find me, oh, well, she act real like this when she's in church. But when she was up in the club, no, I'm the same person. So much to the point that when I don't go to church, everybody in church knows it. Why? Because I'm loud in the club, I'm loud in the church. Get over that. So let's move on. Today was real different. I opened up my radio shows with Good Morning Hill Country. This is your authentic, certified neighborhood colored girl. I do all of this, what color am I, the whole thing. And then I go into my funny and my theories. And then from there, I do this Goddess thing. So the funny and theories of the day. Hey, Richard. Honey. He corrected me on the number of people of the number of amount of $1 billion that Joe Biden has declared to be able to spend to get internet into the homes of everyone. Why? Americans, I say this and I can't say it enough, you have to ask the right questions. It's pork barreling USA. We're going to go over here and we're going to build, what about the $6 million heated sidewalks for the homeless? I ain't heard crapalooey about it. Money was garnered for it. Money was put aside for it. Money's been used for it. I haven't heard one. Yeah, right. Homeless person says, I just lay on that sidewalk during the winter and I got warm. This administration, in my entire life, I have never seen a big ass scandals, muck up, liars, cheaters, crookedness, unbelievable crap. I've never seen it. Guys, I've been around for a while. Ooh, I'm going to have to take down these dreads. Guys, I've been around for a while. I kept seeing unbelievable stuff happen. And yet I thought, just when I thought from the Clinton, smash up mess, Bill, and then of course his illustrious wife, Hillary, I've seen, I thought that was horrible, but no, that was not horrible. No, because, no. I thought maybe with the, all that what is it? Lyndon B. Johnson in his office when they recorded, what did they record? Him saying, let's get that welfare, whatever it is, and we'll get these niggers voting for the rest of their life. Yeah, he said it. Somebody need to pull that up. Let me make a note of that. Lyndon B saying that about welfare. I had thought all of this was horrible. I really do. But this administration, more than any other administration, has just beyond. We have watched, you and I, with our own eyes, the takedown. I put something on my Facebook about when Obama said that he's about to transform this nation fundamentally transform this nation. And that's exactly what he's done. We're operating in Obama 2.0 right now. Yes, we are too. The puppet strings are being pulled, and Biden is go here, talk here, speak here, repeat. Go here, talk here, speak here, repeat. Go here, talk here. Okay, eat, drink your cocoa. Okay, have your marshmallows. Lick your ice cream. Smile. Quit. Boom. This is where we are. And the abuse of power. Oh God! They put a whole new spin on that. A whole new spin on the abuse of power. So, like I said, I've been here for a while. As you can see, I've been partying for my birthday month. Party like a rock star. I have been. I really have. I really have. I got one more day. And for those of you who weren't able to really party with me, don't worry. I will extend it for you 3 additional days. But I've seen a lot with all of this money and the pork barreling in the Ukraine, the billions of dollars. You know, I mean, I'll never forget Zelensky showed up in his pimp suit, his pimp jumpsuit to the White House, disrespecting every level of what we represent. Sitting up in the White House and gives Joe Biden the finger almost and gives him the B slap. Yeah, this is what I want. This is how much I want, and you will give it to me. I thought, oh, well, I guess Joe is going to show him, right? Huh? He gets on a plane unadvertised, make sure the media doesn't know before he realizes he's already there on the way back, and he gives him that money and more. Hell to the yes, he's going to get that money. All the money laundering that has gone on through Ukraine. Ukraine is a cesspool of money from crooked politicians from all over the world. That's why a curse causeless, the word of God says, shall not come. A curse causes, that means a curse that happens upon a nation, a people, a family, or a thing, a person does not come without a cause. Right. You see things happen to a family over and over and over and over. My God, with the mother, the father, the baby, the children. A curse causeless does not come. Now, the mercy of God and the grace of God and the blood of Jesus Christ, yes, like they put the blood on the posts of the doors and the children of Israel in Exodus, got it. It's only God's mercy and grace that stops that curse and says, okay, not here. But when I look at Hunter Biden, I look at Joe Biden, I see a long line of it. I really do, of continual curses. He's lost sons. He's had all this happen to him, and yet. And they must be taking care of his daughter so royally, so richly. You remember when her diary surfaced for a moment? And then they said it was, and then they said it wasn't, and then they gave it to some, what was the news? Massage with a V, and they turned it in back to the government. She gave it to a news agency or whatever, and then these FBI said it wasn't really true, but they came and got it. They still got it. You heard no more about it. Mom's the word. The vile and the crookedness is beyond my brain and understanding. It's nonstop. I call it, let's make a deal. No, let's not make another damn deal. Listen, Mr. Trump, if you were guilty, we need to know what you did. Listen, Mr. Biden, if you did and you were guilty, we need to know what you did. No, it's not about let's make a deal. No, because let's make a deal mean in that deal, it ain't about just letting you off instead of this, instead of that. No. They're going to pork barrel. This is the most pork barreling I have in my entire born days. Create bills and infrastructure and stuff they're going to give you so that they can add their friends and their yachts and all the crap that they want to do. Damn shame. So a curse causes does not come, and it's more to come on that family. Oh yeah. I watch Joey and his son. When I look at them together, spiritually I see, when I look at them, I look at the same one spirit. Look at them when you see them. When they're standing together, both of them are gone mentally. One is mentally and physically. Drugs have warped the mind of Hunter. By me living and around and losing all my sisters and brothers, there's 5 of us, all of them are dead, but 4 but me. I know what it looks like when I see drugs on what it's doing, when it's taking you down. The glazed look in his eyes is the continual of the next game. What's the next game? And the thing about it, he has the money. What is the stupid crapalooya? Why he would not pay this woman who had his baby. And then put terms saying, I'll pay you, but you can't, the child cannot use my last name. If I was that girl, baby child, I would hold on to that document for the rest of my life. Because the money trail with that family, woo, will make her a rich girl one day. Hopefully she becomes a Christian and not use it like the same seed that's in her that came from the Father, that came from the Son. Right. Sins of the Father are passed on down to the sons and daughters to the 3rd and 4th generation. Yes, it is. It's true. The only thing that stops it is the blood on the post. The blood on the post, like it did with Egypt. You know, when the curse of plague came through to kill everyone in the village or whatever. Oh, there was don't stop here. Not here. We won't kill here. That's the only way, really. So that was my theories, but yet kind of funny today on the sidewalks. Okay, so so Nancy's back. Jesus. Nancy, please, I beg of you, take your grandkids, get you your yacht, go camping, go perusing the ocean, live in Martha's Vineyard, stay the hell away. Come on. Yes, Kimberly, you're right. The spirit passed over. Exactly, but that's what called the Passover, yes. So I just think that, Nancy, go. No, she can't. No, she can't. Let me see if I can find that statement she made. In this statement she made, it was horrible, because basically what she's saying is abortion. Oh, I think I left it at that. Yeah, I did. Abortion is is going to be the Democrats' ticket. Yeah, it's going to be their winning ticket. If I was a Democrat, thank God I'm not anymore. Here it is. She says, the former House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, advises the Democratic Party to use, she can't even use a decent word, like procure the need for. They can't even use to use abortion as their winning solution to beating former President Trump in 2024 election. The Democrats said that the left should use Trump's guarded stance on abortion against him in the upcoming presidential election, adding that, and here's her quote, his attempt to take credit for the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe versus Wade should be weaponized by Democrats. Quote, is this something Democrats should be hanging around Trump's neck more? This is her speaking there. Ben Psaki, which says this, did she not learn? Referring to a post by Trump where he took credit for influencing the decision of overturning Roe versus Wade. She demanded that Dobbs' decision be overturned one way or another, claiming that Republicans are restricting women's so-called right to have an abortion. Let me quickly go guard. G for guns, A for abortion, R for race and religion, D for drugs, I for immigration, S for sex scandals and in schools. Again, put your glasses on, get ready, buckle up. Everything that the politicians operated basically under the guard is Gardis, Gardis. G for guns, A for abortion, R for race and religion, churches. Exactly. D for drugs, I for immigration, S for sex, scandals, and schools. Here we go. It just continues to roll. So abortion is a huge thing. So you know what cracks me up about that is the fact that, and this is for black people, abortion was basically, I could be wrong about this, prove me wrong. I would love that. Why? Because that means you're going to have a damn conversation with me. That's a thought. That abortion was basically created to get rid of the know-nothings and nothings. Yeah. Margaret Sanger, I'm going to find that video. It's there. She was having a talk on, I can't forget what talk show it was. And they asked her, what is this whole push that she's having about abortion? Why is she pushing it so? And she says, well, it's predominantly for those who really are, low life. They're not going to become anything. The black population or something like that. I may not have her quotes right. Find it. Check me out. She says they're going to become gangsters and get in trouble. I think we're doing them a favor. Yeah. And she did nothing but prophesy the truth. Not that they're going to do it, but because they knew that they were going to drive them to this stuff. She said this out of her own mouth. And who kills black people? In my book that I'll finally ever get together, Black by Popular Demand, who's really killing black people is 5 to 4 point, those segments. The first one, pimps, politicians, and crooked preachers. Then who's really killing black people? Who's really killing black people? Abortion, we're at the top of the list. Black people at the top of the list. Kill more babies enough to form 2 or 3 nations or more. Yeah. If we don't get you from the womb to the tomb, abortion, boom, we're going to get you with guns. We're going to get you with drugs. From the womb to the tomb, the axes. I know black people don't like Miss Lorraine to talk like that. They want me to be black power. They want me to, we were driven this way, hell to the no 17 times. I grew up in the inner city of Detroit with the same axiom of purpose that was designed to destroy. Absolutely. But something heart beating on the inside of me said, hell no. Always, no. No, I don't have to do that. I don't have to go. No. So why would I be raised in a juke joint, living in the inner city, mother on welfare? How could all that happen? And then going through the whole movement of sisters being on drugs and grandfather put me in where the juke joint got alcohol numbers, my grandmother being selling corn whiskey, and I make it out? Was it because I was so smart? No. It's because I chose not to go the way of it all. No. And to do everything known possible to man to make it. I did that. Something had to rise up in me. The Father doesn't make a mistake when he brings it to the planet. You think God is running around with all the things that's happening crazy? Oh my God, the world's coming to the hell, going to hell in a handbasket. You think he's running around, Peter, Paul, the rest of the angels trying to figure out what to do? No, he's not. As a matter of fact, there's a scripture that says, when you were drowning in your mother's blood, I saw you. And I said, live. Find it. It's there. Prove me wrong. When you were drowning in your mother's blood, I saw you. Do you know how many millions of sperm rush to the egg at the time of conception? Come on, guys. You are no mistake for being born, regardless of your condition and your structure thereof. The Father has set you up. So right now, the leftists and various, and the Democratic Party and others, and again, when I say Democratic, I want to make a real precursor here. Republicans, you are not unscathed. You've laid back on an apathetic, and have done nothing. And right now, this is a good time for you to go on the what? Defense. Don't go on the offense. You don't have to be, you go on the offense. Don't go on the defense. Okay, this is why. Okay, it passed because, no. You don't have to defend what is truth. It is still truth and righteous. What happened with the Supreme Court passing that? Yet you don't know. Stop defending. We're always, we're nice guys. We don't want to hurt people's feelings. And we'll make sure we don't call anybody names. Why they rip us to shreds. We don't have to act ugly because other people are acting ugly. But you don't apologize for the word of God. You don't have to apologize for the acts of God. You have to apologize for God. God needs no apology. That should be a t-shirt. Right. So the whole, and one thing I did notice is, remember when they did the, what was it? The Roe versus Wade, how they had violence outside of justices, Supreme Court justices' home, targeting them to kill them and do all kinds of things. You remember that? We haven't heard that with affirmative action. So let's go there. Affirmative action. I never liked it. I didn't like it then, and I didn't like it later. I knew something wasn't quite right for me to walk into somebody's office, company, corporation, or school and choose me because of my race. I wanted to be chosen for what was in my brain, my character and the content. Oh, how about the Martin Luther King phrase? Not the color of your skin. That's why. If you notice in Black History Month, no one will say, you won't hear much about this. No, you won't, especially from Black people. No, you won't. You don't hear Martin Luther King. You don't hear Frederick Douglass. You don't hear the 12 to 15 guys that served as Republicans on a Congress back in the 1800s. You won't hear anything about them. Because no, as a matter of fact, you really don't hear that much about a lot of Black people that did famous things. No. Why? Because they did it the American way. They saw what was before them, regardless whether it was racial or not, and they said, "This is America. I can. If I think I can, if I fall down, I'll get up and I'm gonna do it again till I do it. I'm gonna try again." So, in that, this affirmative action, I love it. I am so glad. Yes. But I noticed there are not a lot of targeting their homes. Supreme Court justices about this. I wonder why. Listen, I am never satisfied when the left is quiet. It's like any moment now. They're planning something else. Mark my words. I hope I'm wrong. They're planning something else. So, kudos to the Supreme Court justice. Casting down that. I mean, I have heard the stories of Asians who beat your socks off, white person, my socks off, Black person, your socks off, Hispanic, Latina, Arab, whatever. Mathematically, yes, they do. They do. Yeah. It's okay. I'm not mad. It's okay. It's okay. Did God give them a better brain? No. What is it? Why is it that they score so high? Because their culture. And I talked about this last night, hiding in the culture. I'll just make a note of that so I won't forget. It's because of their culture. Their culture says, you come over to school, little ching ching wang wang. Don't be offended if you're Asian and I'm not making fun of your name. I'm just saying, okay. They come over from school. Is that a phone? Is that a video game? I don't think so. You're going to get in there and you're going to be in there for at least 2 hours. If you do your homework in 30 minutes, you got another hour and a half to study. When you come out, I might even quiz you. They're trained in their culture. Did you get a B? That's it. You're in your room for the next night. Culture. So it is their culture. Americans, black, pink, polka dot, and yellow. I mean, no yellows. Basically, black, pink, polka dot, and brown. We're the ones. In our culture, we want to pacify our children. They come home. If they eat dinner, if there's a dinner, all while they're at dinner, they're on their phone. And yeah, whatever. They playing the games. Did you do your homework? Oh, I'll get to it. Right. No. There's no breathing, eating, or living in the Asian culture. This is why when they come over here, they assimilate. Other people from other nations, even Nigerians, black people, they assimilate. Right. Black people here, we want to integrate. If we don't get the equal access and equal outcomes, can't happen. Equal access, yes. I'll try again till I make it. Equal access with equal outcomes, I don't think so. You give one kid $500, you give another kid $500. One spends it on gym shoes and getting the weed done or whatever. The other spends it on getting their bike fixed and getting their tuition application taken care of, and then make a little bit of investment. and then they prosper, and then the one without the money didn't do anything with it but spend it on themselves, come back and demand the money from you, more from you. Equal access is not equal outcome. That is the difference between equity and equality. Equality means I can have access to those things. Equity means I have equal outcome. I don't think so. So with the whole affirmative action, there have been Asians that have been filing complaints against Yale and Harvard University that they were not accepted in, and actually told that they couldn't accept Asians at this time. Right now, they were accepting other people of color. What the hell is that? Meritocracy, out the window. Everybody wins in kindergarten today. Everybody wins in first grade today. Everybody wins. I know you didn't make it to the end, but you're going to get a prize. Everybody wins. Meritocracy is out the window. Something America was built on. Meritocracy is huge. So I am glad, I'm happy that the Supreme Court did, yes, absolutely, overturn it. But it's too quiet. Listen here to me, guys. It's a little bit too quiet. I'm a little bit scared of it. It's a little too quiet. I don't hear the upheaval. Let me see the turning over the stores, the burning, the looting. Wait a minute. Go, listen to Miss Lorraine. I've been here for a bit of a while. It's a little too quiet. I'm a little scared, a little scared because it's a little too quiet. But in the meantime, again, you Republicans, you conservatives, you gays, you strays, and not you trans, because remember I told you can't talk to trans. They're not going to have a part of anything you do. No, you can. Trans hate your mere existence. Trans hate you because you are happy in the body you've been given. Trans hate, if you're a married couple, you're trans, you really hate it. Until you agree totally with the trans, nope. You can sit down, have a dinner, have a conversation, cup of tea, coffee with a gay person, lesbian, and get up, and you all know you have difference of opinion, and you're still cordial and kind. Can't with the trans. Can't do it. Can't do it. They won't let you do it. So I'm not saying they're not unreachable. God can reach anybody, but that must be a ministry for somebody. Sure ain't me, but I'm sure it is. So the affirmative action, that is really a big blow. So was the Roe versus Wade is a big blow. But like Nancy Pelosi said, what did she say? She said, don't worry. She says, it's a winning ticket. It's a winning ticket. Guys, if you're a Democrat and you're running, use abortion. It's going to be the winning ticket. I don't understand in my brain how people, remember Republicans crooks on both sides. I don't leave any of them scared. How they can be a part of a party that says what's going to make us win is that we agree to kill more babies. Something should trigger inside of me. Something should go ding, 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 wrong. Something should happen. But this tells me that crooked preachers, pimps, and politicians have embroidered inside of my mind, ingrained that it's okay. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. I meant to get on churches this week. I didn't. Maybe just God is having me prolong. I'm going to do a series in August on my show, and I'm going to invite different churches, pastors and leaders in to come and speak as to what do they think the church's position is in these trying times in America, and what are you and your church or ministry is doing about it. It's going to be very interesting. I'm not going to speak. I'm not going to complain. I've learned how to just let my guests talk. And in this case, I really got to zip it up tight. Zip it up tight. So let's, on the Supreme Court, what else did I want to talk? Yes, the pork barreling of this administration is continuing. I mean, they come up with bills and all kinds of things, and they just push crap in there. They really do. It really does. And us poor people, no. So how do we stop them, America? How do we say, okay, that's enough. That's enough. Joey B, you and Cammie, we're done with you. But don't include Cammie. She doesn't do anything. She's just a prop. Dimples up. She's just a prop. And her cackle. That's all that's it. She's just a prop. She's a cackle. That's it. But with all of these, what do you think, America? If another person joins the GOP campaign trail, I don't know, I'm going to spit bullets. What is the purpose? We know 95% of them are not going to win. They're not going to be the nomination. No, they're not. Okay. So what is all this distraction about? And herein was what I wanted to say. I believe that America has been a very, very long time involved with the, what I call this oversaturation of vitamin D. What I mean by that? Will they all be local? What do you mean? Kimberly says, will they all be local? You mean local or geographically local? I don't know. From my understanding, they do live in the United States. You're going to run for president of the United States. I'm certain that they all are in the United States. I'm going to assume that. But sometimes you just can't assume everything. We've got somebody that's now a Cuban that's running. You know, he is saying that, and he has some pretty good points. He really did. Really good points of what he sees globally and how the United States could have done differently. He's great. The people you were discussing before. Oh, okay. Well, maybe. So this is a delay. Yes, it is a delay. Well, anyway, so I apologize if my screen, if you're typing things and then your notes come in much later, I don't kind of get it. It goes on. Oh, so she wasn't asking about the candidates. Well, I'm on the candidates. I'm so sorry. I got to move along with that. But my time is, Matthew, let me know. Hopefully, I'll get a better perception. Hello. Pretty soon with what I'm about to do with my podcast. Oh, yeah, a real podcast. I got to get all my equipment and everything together. I think I have a great space for it in this house. I do. I don't think I need to go to an office or a studio. We have a recording studio, but I think I'm going to use the setting that I'm in. I kind of like that. So anyway, so the back to the whole issue. I went from where we are right now, the GOPs, all the various people running for office and so forth. Yes. Unbelievable. So it's going to stretch us all out. Going to look at this one, look at that one, look at this one. The Tim Scotts and all of this, you know, and I don't mean to be offensive. They're not going to vote for another black man. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because I posted it on my Facebook. I said the Obama 2.0 is going. The locomotion, the machine of it is still going. Yes, it is. When he says, I'm about to fundamentally transform this nation. In 2008, the question should be to every American. If fundamentals is defined by the principles and the foundation whereby which something is built and clings onto, why do you need to change the foundations and the principles? Unless you're no longer going to let it be what it was intended to be to begin with. That word bothered me then, bothers me now. I'm going to fundamentally transform this nation. Joey B and all of his muck-up administration is simply following the 2.0. Yeah, they are. Same crap, yeah. Chapter 18, I don't know what chapter I'm, the same thing. Same book, same playbook. And I have to think to myself, when people voted for him, I think back and I remember asking people why. I didn't debate them. I wasn't there to argue. I just asked them why. Well, you know, we had so much of the same old, same old. Oh, his voice. I loved his voice. Oh, he's a nice guy. He seemed like he wanted to unify. He had about 5 to 8 different points. the economy, making it better, putting people back to making sure the industries would be booming. He said less industry and more entrepreneurship. The environment, he was going to make things better for it. And everything that he promised, even healthcare, is down the damn drain, circling and gone. Basically, when he said fundamentally change this nation, he meant to put it in the perspective of a socialist nation. When he said to a whole bunch of people on a platform one day, I can't remember when it was, that the reason why inner cities is the way that they are is because of no fathers. That's the only one thing that he said was right. And you know why he could say that? From experience, because he had none himself. He too, like most African-American kids out of wedlock, are raised by their grandparents. And now whole generations of other races are as well. More grandparents are raising kids today than the parents are. So I look at this, where we are right now, under the Gardas. Abortion is writing the ticket. Yep, writing right now. It's going to be pushed, going to push. So when I ask you to cross the aisle and do the collective no, I'm going to ask you as Americans to have the conversation with people that's going to be voting in 2024. What can I do, Lorraine? My God, I'm just a person. This is what you can do. Biden won, I really believe, not only by the crookedness of the election integrity, all the crap that they did, but he won by the soccer moms and the feminist groups on the My Body, My Choice. Put that together with the crooks and the lying and the cheating and the whole, underhandedness of the voting thing. Exactly. He won by that. Yes, he did. Republican women. Yeah. Conservative women. Yeah. You voted for him. Yes, you did too. I know you regret it. I know you regret it now when little Susie is struggling to win the soccer and then she's knocked down and the wind out of her by a hairy-ass man on. Yeah, I got that. Yeah. I know you regret it now when you see that in the bathroom there is a male with your daughter changing. I know you regret it when you call the counselors and they tell you that if your daughter has a problem with seeing male genitalia, here's some counseling recommendations I can give you. What the hell is that? So you can now, Mr. and Mrs. Republican conservative, have the conversation. Yes, you can. You can have the conversation with people that don't think like you, look like you, vote like you. Now you can, especially those who are midways in between all the time. See, there's no more centrist when you say I'm sort of middle of the, you really aren't. I'm sorry. The centrists are long gone, yeah. You're being forced to take a side, and you will take a side. You're being forced. Your vote means a lot. It does. I know you think with the migrants and all the Joy B's got all of their votes. Don't be surprised. The migrants that are coming over here, they want to own their own house, have their own jobs, take care of their own kids, go to good schools, have their own businesses, and they don't want the welfare check, but just enough they want to be done with that. They come to America to make and live the dream, not to get a check and sit down. No. So I'm hoping that they'll flip the script on that, and that will happen. That'll be a good thing. I think you'd be a bit surprised on that. Have the conversation, Mr. and Mrs. America, with people that don't look like you, don't think like you, don't believe like you. We have the opportunity right now because everybody's in everybody's paying the same cost for gas, for food. Yeah, they are. We see it all over, and it's just happening continuously. I want to close with this, with the professor, something a professor said. I think I have it here. Anyway, the bottom line of this professor is he was opening up his class in the beginning of his summer session. And basically, when he was talking, he was saying to his students that there was a piece of paper on the wall when they came in. And the piece of paper on the wall when they came in was basically saying that you're safe, no, everybody deserves the right to be unoffended. Make sure your conversations are not so forth and so on. These are now on your college walls. For those of you who are sending your kids to universities and schools, I'm compiling a list of recommended universities that have not become woke, that have not become where they will allow cyclists from in Philadelphia to ride down the street nude on their bikes and applaud them. Pride affairs, flags hanging higher than the American flag. Yeah. So I'm going to compile this list. If you know of any, please recommend me. You would be surprised at the schools and the colleges that have these beautiful frame mission statements from 18 or 1900s or whatever when they started, of their beliefs in God and Creator and what they're doing now. Right here in Texas. Yeah, Texas TC, right here. Bowing down to the woke movement. Yeah. So two colleges I know right off the bat, Hillsdale and the King's College. Not bowed down. And there's more. There's about 5 more, and I got to put them together. So anyway, this professor, he has this long, and I wish I could find it really quick. I had it here. And in it, basically what he was saying is that the, I think I've got it. He goes on. Let's see. Give me a second. Almost. And let's see. Oh, listen to me too. Oh, I've got page 1. He was talking about the growing minority student who believe that they have a right to be free from being offended. If we don't reverse the dangerous trend in our society, there will soon be a majority of young people who will need to walk around in plastic bubble suits to protect them in the event that they come under contact with a dissenting viewpoint. No, it wasn't Jordan Peterson. That mentality is unworthy of an American. It is hardly worthy of a Frenchman. Let's get something straight right now. You have no right to be unoffended. If you have a right to be offended with regularity. It is the price you pay for living in a free society. If you don't understand that you are confused and dangerously so. In part, I blame your high school teachers for failing to teach you basic civics before you got your diploma. Most of you want to be public high schools. Most of you went to public high schools, which are a disaster. Yes, he did. Don't tell me that offended you. I went to a public high school. Of course, your high school might not be the problem. It is entirely possible that the main reason why so many of you are confused about free speech is that piece of paper hanging on the wall right over there. They have it in most universities about you not to offend. Please turn your attention to that ridiculous document that is framed and hanging by the door. In fact, take a few minutes to read it before you leave class today. It is our campus speech code. It specifically says that there is a requirement that everyone must only engage in discourse that is respectful. That assertion is as ludicrous as it is illegal. I plan to have that thing ripped down from the very classroom on the campus before I retire. One of my grandfathers who served in World War I, my step-grandfather served in World War II, my sixth grandfather enlisted in the American Revolution when he was only 13 years old. These great men did not fight so we could simply relinquish our rights to the enemy within our borders. That enemy is Marxists who run our public universities. If you are Marxist and I just offended you, well, that's tough. I guess they don't make communists like they used to. This professor, oh boy, he went on to say, of course, this ban is disrespectful speech. Is really only illusionary. It's an illusion. The university that created these speech restrictions then turns around and sponsors plays like Vagina Monologues, which is loaded with profanity, including the C word, the most offensive and disrespectful word a person could ever possibly apply to a woman. It is pure, unadulterated hypocrisy. If these things offend you in what I'm saying, you may leave the classroom now. Woo, baby! Let me tell you. So we have what? These are the people you can have the conversation with now. We have feminist groups that are crossing over. They're crossing over because they're mad. They did everything possible to gain our rights, and now they're making their rights equal with a man and so forth. Yes, they are. Bringing men into it. Bringing men into over. One girl on a soccer field gets knocked down by a man, a person that's pretending to be a woman, knocks the wind out of her. She has to go to the hospital to recover. Doesn't know if she'll ever play again. Yes, right, exactly. So we have those people you can talk to. They're your neighbors. Yeah, and then we have college students, college professors that are slowly, remember the people that reviewed the DeSantis critical race theory? Those people that reviewed that, they were professors from a variety of areas. He says, don't let me make the decision totally. What do you think about this? 80, if not 90% of us says, no, we don't want to teach this, because if we teach it this way, then we're actually being racist ourselves. Something is happening, guys. I know you think it's not hard to see, but there's a turn going on in the spirit and in the natural. So you can talk to feminist groups. You can talk to people that are in schools, professors. You can talk to teachers. There are teachers that are, you can talk to fathers who are outside of school board meetings with signs, leave our kids alone. Fathers that wouldn't have cared about politics, wouldn't have cared about Republican values or conservative. No. You'd be surprised. Democrats, gays and strays, they want to have the conversation, but they're afraid you're so busy going to poke fun, or you're going to be so offensive. You're going to be so, you're wrong, that they don't want to talk. But you can do it, America. Yeah, you can. I'm counting on you. And you can do it. You can have, and you know what? The Father, in his infinite wisdom, made sure you ain't got to go looking for him. They're right in your Judea, your Samaria, and your outermost parts. They're right in your sphere of influence. Right in the doctor's office. Sitting there waiting on my appointment to get my physical therapy. There they are. Oh, yeah. Even the physical therapist that is working on your leg, your back. There they are. This is your opportunity. This is your opportunity in this next election to be able to speak about policies, about what has happened, about what we're going through. How do you feel about that? Even if you don't want to ask them to give an answer, tell them how you feel about that. I think it's horrible what we're going through. I think this is awful. And it's gone on and on. So I am pushing for Americans to stand up. I will close with this powerful statement that was made by Margaret Sanger and Madeleine O'Hara. They're probably rolling in the grave, clapping their hands because we're following suit. In one event that Margaret Sanger attended a Ku Klux Klan event, and then Madeleine O'Hara stands and says on a show that she feels that abortion is a great opportunity for people that are not going to be, what can I say, of value and worth, or get in trouble and have all kind of issues, to be able to not be born. We feel we're doing them a favor. I'm going to find that link. If you're going to be a gangster and grow up and be in jail and get in trouble, then, really we're doing you a favor. Abortion is now the winning ticket. It is the ticket that Nancy Pelosi said that's going to be able to cause Biden to win again. Anytime an administration can campaign from the basement, have unbelievable cognitive issues, 3 years later, and they're worse, and then tell you, American public, that he's going to do it again. As a matter of fact, they said there wasn't going to be a debate until the people start complaining. Anytime people can say that, look you in the face, what kind of fool am I? I know there's a song about that. What kind of fool am I? What kind of fool are you, America? That where we are right now, this administration thinks that we can do that. No, not on your watch and not on. Once I said that in the audience, not on our watch, and the speaker yelled back, yes, it is happening on your watch. It may be happening on my watch, but I'm not going to let it ride comfortably. No. And I feel the same about you. I want us to begin to think about our sphere of influence, guys. I really do. You don't have to, Matt Long, the guy that comes on before I do on the radio, all my links are there, by the way. He fervently, for years, goes to the Capitol on major issues, drives up there, broadcasts from there, invites people, gets buses together, cars together, gas up people together, everything he can to get there. Thanks, Matthew. And he arrives at the Capitol on major issues, from guns to abortion to whatever, to taxes to everything, and migrants. And on one side of his room, he looks behind him, he may have 20 people. He looks on the other side of the room, his opponents, and they're packed. They're packed. Not saying anything. They're there representing. I think it's not just a shame. I think it's a damn shame. While you're sitting at home eating brisket, chicken, whatever, playing your games, talking to your friends, whatever, I've got to get my housework, whatever it may be. It is incumbent upon you, Mr. and Mrs. America, to look at the list of the things that's going to the House, to take a field trip, you and your kids, and KK, Ray, Ching, whoever, Maria, and go up on one or two of those issues and sit there and make a trip to Austin, a family day. You don't have to say anything. Just show up. And I'll tell you what the Father told me. They told me they wanted me to do a radio show. This was years ago. And I said, I can't do any radio. I've got a nonprofit. I'm singing about this band. Husband, I've got ministry. And this person says, no, really, I want you to think about your own radio show. I went home, I said, honey, they've asked me to do a radio show. I can't do a radio show. And he says, baby, you so radio, you don't know it. I went, what? So you so radio, you don't even know it. I went back the next day. I said, okay, guys, here's the deal. I'll do it. But I know y'all all conservative, Republican. I've got to be an equal opportunity hater, because there's crooks on both sides. And in the famous words of Mark Grubbs, back to me, he said this: you say whatever's in the mind of Lorraine Lamont. Those words broke the shackles from me. I studied that night of all the Megyn Kellys, all the beautiful words, and the announcers, what I was going to say. And then I went on that morning, good morning. What a beautiful day it is in the hill country. Oh, the weather. And my phone starts blowing up as my general manager. No. I went, we're going to take a station break. We'll be right back with you in just a moment. So then I said, I called my general manager, which wasn't Mark. It was my direct manager. He says, no, that is not you. Be Lorraine. Be Lorraine. Don't be anybody there on the radio station that you can't be in public. I went out to the car and I sat in the parking lot. I said, Lord, you got to help me. You got to help me. What? Who am I? And I heard this so ever clear. I made you. You show up. I show out. You show up. I show out. Just show up. Be the mouthpiece. I show out. I walk back in that station, told that engineer to put me on, and guys, the rest is history. So this is what I'm saying to you, America. You show up, God shows out. You show up, God shows out. Father, in the name of Jesus, I ask you to bless the people that are listening, that they would share the word that I have received, and hopefully they can do something with it. This is the country you have given us. We can't make America great again till we make men again. We can't make America great again till we make God's word stand again. We can't make America America again till we ourselves take our place. In Jesus' name. Listen, I'll see you in the morning. 555 Rise. Is that you, Marilyn? I'm wondering, is that you? You know we're coming to you, Detroit. Got to see you, girl. Listen, so 555 Rise in the morning. It's 5:55 a.m. God. Sign of the cross, throw the rosary, either drink some wine, throw the oil, whatever. I get up on Fridays and I pray. I do my PhD, praying heaven down. If you have something you want me to pray about, you can text it to me tonight. You can message me right now, or even early in the morning, which most likely most of us are not up. Or you can just set your clock and put it in. Not a problem. I'll pray for you. Okay? God bless you. Keep you, make his face shine upon you. Keep you mercy and grace. And this is our time. Show up so God can show out.